Lisa, this week I've been merging into God, not with God, but into God. And there's something strongly pulsating in my mind that I would like to know your understanding of. The story of Genesis was manipulated by the church to exploit the population, but the real version of it must be a powerful description of the divine creation of humanity. It is known that the original human has fallen from grace into duality of mind, forgetting his innocence and understanding the difference between good and evil, and becoming divided in the heart. But what exactly started the falling? What made it happen? So my feeling on what made it happen was the beginning of language. So as soon as we began to speak, we began to name ourselves as an I center, and the other as an other, a you, and objects as other. And it will have started slowly, but to me it's language. So I don't know so much about the book of Genesis, but from my understanding, like Eve ate the apple of knowledge and then became aware of her nakedness. So before we started language, we didn't have any sense of being naked or not being naked, or good or bad or right or wrong. We were more living from just our intuition. And then as we got language and grew language, we then began to make up this world in which we collectively shared. And then we invented this idea of right and wrong and what we should be and shouldn't be, which has benefits to it. It means that we could modulate our behavior. So with Khaleesi, she doesn't get the concept of torturing an animal. So she catches an animal, she likes to roll on it, to roll it to death. I've never seen an animal do this, but that's her mode. So she hinders it, renders it immobile, and then she rolls on it. She hasn't done it so much. She more did that when she was in Thailand as a free street dog. I'd watch her do it. But sometimes she's caught a mouse or something, and I've seen her do it, or an insect even. She just rolls on them. When it can't move much anymore, she's in that roll on you. And she can't understand that she's torturing and creating a lot of pain, because she doesn't have any of that knowledge. She doesn't have any of that idea. To her, there is just everything. And in a way, that's true. There is no insect that's experiencing pain. But then again, there is pain being experienced. So what happened when we became self-aware was we began to comprehend things. So we began to be able to name that I feel pain. And if I feel pain, then you feel pain, the other feels pain. So then we begin to comprehend that I feel pain, the other feels pain. So then we begin to modulate our behavior. But that has hindrances to it, because we then also create this identity in which we believe we should be in order to be free, which isn't true. That's elusive. So then we create all these ideas that in order to be a lovable human, I have to be nice, I have to be kind, I have to show that I'm kind. Whereas prior to language, if you weren't kind, nobody really knew that. You might get rejected from the group, or there might be consequences, but nobody really knew if you're being kind or not. It was just what it was, and then punishment would occur, and then it would be over with. Whereas here, it's these identities that we carry for life, and it's 20 years ago, if you'd been in prison for doing something, you still will hold that 20 years later. Humanity doesn't let go of these things. It's you are this. I think in most countries now, if you've got a criminal record of certain severity, then you're not allowed to travel to those countries. Even if it was 30 years ago, which is insane. And most of the time people commit crimes, not all the time, but most of the time it's because of poverty and because of abuse in childhood and trauma. So it's incredibly unfair. But, or mental illness. So we began language, and then we formed this imaginary person. So we imagine who we are. I can't really remember doing this, but I remember looking at myself from a distance, this is Lisa, and wanting her to be seen in certain ways. I'm wanting this image to live, people see you in a particular image. Sometimes it comes up for me in the moment, like I'll do something and there'll be embarrassment or shame or something, but it passes really quickly and it's not really incorporated into that image so much. I mean, it could be, in the end of the day, I don't want to claim anything, I just am. I certainly don't want to be your pedestals of anything, really and truly. I just want to be able to speak about this subject and express this love. So that's my interpretation, Thomas. Thank you for your question. I love you, Isabel. Mara, hi. Mara, hi, dear Lisa. Thank you for doing what you love and sharing it with others. Non-duality is my favorite subject. So happy to know your talks. You are so joyful. Thank you for sharing your beautiful view. It helps me keeping my view up. Much love. Oh, nice, Mara. With pleasure. It really is with pleasure. In the end, the trick to it is that all there is what's happening right now, right here, and everything is that. Every word that comes out of you, every view, every sight, every sound, everything is that. Nice.